Another dress? You bought another dress? This is ridiculous. That's the third dress this week.
I am a woman.
There are a lot of ongoing debates about race, class, gender, sexual attraction, and sexual identification. One of the most controversial topics avoided by both media and the masses is transsexualism. Wikipedia defines transsexualism as an individual's identification with a gender inconsistent or not culturally associated with their biological sex. It goes on to say, a medical diagnosis can be made if a person experiences discomfort as a result of a desire to be a member of the opposite sex, or if a person experiences impaired functioning or distress as a result of that gender identification. But transsexualism is stigmatized in many parts of the world, but has become more widely known in Western culture in the mid to late 20th century, concurrently with the sexual revolution and with the development of sex reassignment surgery, SRS. Discrimination and negative attitudes toward transsexualism often accompany certain religious beliefs and cultural values. Quite a lot to take on and consider. Yes, I know. In fact, I believe it can be scary, confusing, or disgusting to some or many of you. Yet, like it or not, it is a fact of life. And unless you're adopting a mindset of the Hitler attitude, deciding you have the right to extinguish lives of thousands or more because of a belief system that is different from your own, it's about time you open your mind and educate yourselves so that we all face the real issues not only as individuals, but as important fractions of the human race as a whole. If someone were to ask you about oppression, what comes to mind? Do you first think about the oppression of women, blacks, Jews, gays, the handicapped, or some other poorly supported or unrepresented group? If someone mentions homosexuality, do you consider the full spectrum of people, inclusive of every different race, religion, size, and shape? Or do you just picture drag queens like RuPaul, Lady Bunny, Jackie Beat, Boy George, or Kurt Cobain? Ah, yes, Kurt Cobain. Did you even know that Mr. Cobain or Miss Cobain enjoy dressing in drag? Let's reflect on some of the famous people in the media who have had the balls to dress up publicly, like Kurt Cobain. This includes John Travolta, Selma Hayek, Flip Wilson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Cuba Gooding Jr., David Duchovny, Dennis Rodman, Dustin Hoffman, Eddie Murphy, Justin Timberlake, the Wayne brothers, Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo, Tim Curry, John Cameron Mitchell, Hilary Swank, Tom Hanks, Ving Rhames, Daniel Radcliffe, James Franco, Ryan Phillippe, Jude Law, George Clooney, Amanda Burns, Sir Ian McKellen, Martin Lawrence, Tyler Perry, Jamie Foxx, and that's just a small portion of the extremely long list of celebrity drag queens out there, or kings I should say as well. An important fact to remember and fully understand is that drag has never been limited to gay men dressing up as women. In fact, drag is a much broader reaching term that includes both men and women, both gay and straight, some who do it for fun, others who do it as a fetish, and many who do it as an art or as a career. Historically, actors performed in drag for theater. Did you know that thousands of years ago in feudal Japan, playhouse actors were only men? The same is true of Renaissance era theater, where men took on the roles of both female characters and male characters. There are many who dare to throw God into the argument. We argue this. Is your God a bitter God who is so petty that he cares about someone who's wearing a dress, who is born a man, and feels that they are evil? Well, then you must not be Christian, Catholic, or Jewish. Every generally accepted image of Jesus depicts him wearing a dress. Religious leaders have been in drag since the beginning of recorded history, and continues to this day. Would you dare start stoning, hanging, and killing every religious leader who wears a gown like the Pope, the cardinals, priests, monks? Bigotry is something we all must approach clearly, fully recognize, and then fight within ourselves before we can eradicate it fully on a global level. For as long as we dare to deny rights to others based on the differences that are both human and natural, we will never be able to fully embrace freedom and equality ourselves.